Do you suffer with overly greasy hair, itchy flaky scalp, or just frizzy and dry hair? I recently found the answers to fix them all. So we went and visited Mio in New York City, which is a professional Japanese head spa where all the staff are trained by pioneers of the hair and the scalp straight from Japan, and we went there to learn all the expert tips to share with you guys. So by the end of this, you are going to have healthy, strong, shiny hair because you're gonna learn that it's more than just what we're using. So meet Hana. She's one of the Japanese hair and scalp experts who were trained.
It's all connected. For example, if you have eye fatigue, probably here should be very tight. Daily life, the body should be moving, but like for the scalp, you're actually not moving. So it's important to take care of your muscle of your scalp. Healthy scalp is beautiful hair.
And there is so much more information later on in the video. So let's start with step 1, the scalp analysis. Introducing Yuri. She was my scalp expert for the day. So in the scalp analysis, they're looking for 3 main things, and it very quickly reveals how healthy or unhealthy and where in the spectrum you might lie. The first is muscle tension. So she starts pressing against my scalp with the palms and fingers to feel for tightness in different areas of our head.
You're using like computer phone too much.
Yes.
No good posture. That makes this part like harder and smaller.
Next thing they look for is the color of the scalp. So this can reveal potential irritation or even circulation problems that are happening not just up here but throughout the body.
There's a little bit redness. Then I can see your like a scalp color is a little bit yellowish. So that means like the circulation is not going well.
So I asked her what a healthy scalp might have looked like, and she said the color should be a little bit whitish and blue. Then the third thing they look for is texture. So this includes things like flakes or, bumps that shouldn't be there.
This always makes me nervous because last time I got an analysis with the microscope and they saw all the flakes.
I don't see any flakes.
Yeah, that means it's better.
But mine apparently was pretty good, so yay! All the tips I've been sharing with you guys have apparently been working. So here's a little summary before we move on. So depending on what they see in the first stage, the scalp analysis, the treatments and the techniques that they use will slightly differ so that it's tailored towards your specific scalp and head concern. So they start with the steam cap, and this is a micro steam technology that infuses smaller particles of steam into the hair and the scalp to relax it, to soften it. So this is almost like steaming your face. You're allowing the skin to kind of soften. So they let this sit for about 5 minutes, and let me tell you, you will instantly fall asleep here. It is so comfortable. Now, I'm sure we've heard of cleansing balm for the face, right? Never have I ever had someone apply a cleansing balm for the scalp. It is super important to moisturize and nourish your scalp so that it doesn't get dry, even if you're an oily scalped person. And then she worked this in with circular motions, lightly nourishing each area of my head. And you will notice if you go there that they are so particular and so attentive to every section of your head. Like no scalp goes untouched. Now our scalp is soft, it's open, it's prepped, and it's ready for all the things that we're about to do to it to promote healthy hair. Starting with the shampoo, she used this Enhancing Vivacity shampoo from Milbon, and this is the blue line specifically made for scalp health. And more on the products later because it's super interesting. So she went through with a first cleanse. On the second cleanse, this time it's where the massaging techniques start to happen.
As a Japanese culture, the essence of the head spa or the head massage is to approach deeper the tissue and try to move the fascia.
So she uses her thumbs and press against here while the rest of the fingers latched on and grabbed onto the sides of my face. And these muscles along here have everything to do with pulling your face up and making you look youthful. This is what's gonna give you maximum blood flow, maximum circulation to deliver the nutrients to the hair follicles. Then I asked her what ingredients we should be looking out for or what to avoid.
So charcoal is good for the scalp in general. So it moisturizes and also gives you the right amount of protein, and so maintain the protein of your hair will make the healthy hair looking. And also hair is too dry or too damaged, hair won't get some hole. So using the product has protein will fill out those holes, so it prevents for the future damage and it recovers the hair's damage.
For protein, I love this soy minoxidil. It's actually a soy protein and really great for rebalancing the scalp, for flakes, for dandruff, and just overall scalp health. So here are some other cleansing tips that she shared with us. How often should people wash their hair?
It really depends on the person's lifestyle, but if you have oily scalp, I'll say definitely wash every other night. Or in the morning, every day. Make sure to moisturize the scalp too after shampooing and conditioning, because leaving the scalp dry will result in producing the oil.
And she also said it's very important to thoroughly wash all the products away. Otherwise, if you have anything left over, it will give you that smell. And she said that's often a signal that you haven't washed away the products cleanly enough. So here's a summary of all the shampoo tips. All right, now we are at the most important phase of the head spa experience, the massage step.
So the scalp needs to be very soft. This is the right state of scalp.
When you go there, you actually pick an aroma. I picked a woody scent, it's the cedarwood one. So she focused on several different areas, at the front, on the sides, and all the way from the top to the back of the nape of the neck to soften and release the tightness and the tension here, which could be obstructing blood flow up from the body to the head. And normally when we go out every day, we're moving them, we're working them, we go to the gym, and so they're healthily able to circulate blood flow, oxygen, nutrients. The scalp and the head also contains muscles, but this part does not go to the gym. So that's why stagnation happens, poor blood circulation happens, because there's nothing moving it around. And this is where the massage is so important in the Japanese head and scalp culture to promote healthy hair. And Hana actually blew my mind with this next fact.
Nutrients needs to be converted into the energy, but it requires oxygen. So even if you have the right blood flow, without the oxygen, there's no way to actually use the nutrients to make the hair healthier. With the blood flow and with the oxygen, the nutrients gonna be converted and your hair is gonna be vitalized.
So then it's like healthy hair, shiny hair, less hair loss, like healthy scalp.
So healthy scalp. Yes.
So here's what you can do at home. There's 3 areas. There's this front section here where you want to just roll up your fists, use your index finger, and just work your way from the top areas in circular motions all the way down to the side of the ear. So you can repeat that a few times. Next is the back area here. If you also have poor posture, between the neck and where your head starts to come out to form that round, you take your fist and just gently push up until there's friction, and then that's where you kind of circle around. And then the third one is going from the front. See how my scalp is moving? You want this. And then move it back. And then what she was doing is almost using your fingers. You're going like this. while kind of like circulating. Demogorgon! No. Do that just on the sides of the head. So do this every day for about 5 or 10 minutes. An even easier way, if you don't want to use your hands, is to do the massages with some sort of scalp tool, because that way you can just press on the scalp tool and let that work for you. Moving on to the conditioning step. So this is essentially what's going to give you shine, it's going to seal your cuticle, and it's what really determines whether your hair looks frizzy or not. So pay attention, because if you do this right, you will get rid of that. So she first pumped and used a primer, and then she adds a product called the internal hydration all throughout the hair lengths. We're staying away from the scalp because conditioner should only be for the hair. And this is where it gets crazy. She starts using her thumb to almost stroke through the whole length of my hair. It was like do 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 do, so that the cuticles are laying flat. That's when you have the shiniest, silkiest, and most healthy looking hair. It all comes down to the cuticles. So here's a summary of all the conditioning tips. She fills the sink with cold and room temperature water. And then she starts swooshing my hair in the water. It was almost like a hair bath. Then she unplugged it and then used the hose with warm to hot water. She uses a very gentle squishing motion to get away all the water.
So the follicle has to be like round, not sagging. If it's sagging, that means your hair also gets flat, for example. So it needs to be in a good round shape in order to maintain the hair very healthy as growing straight.
Yeah, like strong,
and not
shiny.
sagging. Yeah, strong, shiny, yes.
Okay, so our hair is soft, it's clean, and then she takes a heated towel, and this is where she starts massaging my ear, gently tugging and moving my whole earlobe, and I could feel it was actually like lifting my face as well. So now we're in post scalp care. She took this out. It's a microcarbonated foam. So she sprays this on and presses it over my scalp, and then lifts it on the right side, does the same thing, and then on the left as well. It was so cooling and refreshing. Then she used an essence, and this is the Enhancing Vivacity Essence, this guy here, which is like a spray that she kind of sprayed onto the same areas.
Wow, that's so fresh, like cold.
All throughout kind of the crown and the top areas. So then she used her fingertips once again just to like make sure all of that was worked in, like that. Like together, oh my goodness, these two, I was like, what are these products that is on my head? I need it now. Then for the rest of the hair, because we were going to blow dry it and also style it, she pumped 2 pumps of the Indulging Hydration Primer for softness as well as heat protection, and put that onto the mid lengths as well as the ends of the hair using that squishing motion again. So it's just something about the Milbon products. This is one of the most popular Japanese salon level hair care brands, and every hairdresser that I've been to raves about it. On Amazon, you can get their like mass line, which is in the white packaging. The blue one is specifically for scalp care, and you can also buy it from their website directly, because this is like the professional line that only hairdressers and salons get. So you can see my hair is so shiny. It was so soft. It was bouncy. It was naturally volumized from the root, and it's because of all of the techniques that they shared. And I actually felt so much more like loose and relaxed.
Guys, that was so crazy. Learned so much about scalp and head massage for just like whole body experience and health. So if you guys are interested, I would highly recommend you try this out because it's next level. I'll leave all the details below, the website as well as the Instagram so you can follow it. Thank you so much guys for having us and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!